made it to the Dubrovnik bus station. It's a really good thing that I give myself buffers when I have days like these, because otherwise I'm sure I would have missed it. I did everything right, but the bakery I was getting breakfast at was quite busy. And then on top of that, the Ubers took forever to come. Once I finally made it to the bus station, I couldn't find the tiny euros that I had in my bag. Like, it took me forever to find them so I could use the bathroom, make sure everything's all good. But I'm here. I think we leave at 8. And by the time I got on, a lot of people were boarded already, which is also good because that means that my bag is going to be one of the first ones to get pulled off the bus. So I don't have to wait for people. So that is a pro. 7:55 right now. I wonder if we'll leave at exactly 8. I'll be in Split by 12 something. But here's the station, and then here's the bus. After a few amazing days in Dubrovnik, I took the Flixbus up the Dalmatian coast to Split. Split is a coastal city in Croatia known for its stunning ancient Roman history blended with a vibrant atmosphere. I've just made it to Split after a very long bus ride over here from Dubrovnik. Luckily, I was able to drop my bags off at my Airbnb because the previous guests checked out already. I was supposed to go on the tower right now, but I'm a little winded from walking here from the bus station. It's about a 10-minute walk, but when you have a carry-on and a checked bag and a purse, it gets a little heavy. I'm just gonna browse around the Riva and then probably grab some food. Now this, I have a deep passion for little beach towns like this. This one isn't as little as the ones that I usually go to, but the fact that the water is there, it's got all these palm trees and then restaurants, but it's still like a nice old town. It gives it a nice vibe. So after less than 30 minutes of being here, I feel like I'm gonna like it here. To the bell tower. Y'all, I promise I'm only a little out of shape. Not too much on me. Let me show you how steep these first few stairs were. And tall. That's where I came from. This is like a chill area, I guess. But I do appreciate how there's areas to sit. And then I do appreciate how there's a different way down than there was one up. Because yesterday when I was at the Viewpoint in Mostar, we had to wait for people to go down because they got too nervous going up, and it took forever in these hot corridors. So this is where I'm at now. I will take y'all with me along the way. When viewpoints and bell towers are like this, it makes it so much easier to climb. All right, let's keep going. These look a bit easier. I was looking at reviews and they said the ones at the beginning, like the ones I just did, and the ones at the end are the toughest, but the rest are pretty easy. I'm going all the way up there. Y'all, I'm not even at the top yet. I'm getting sidetracked because the view is so incredible. And then these are the stairs. See, they get a lot easier. It makes me think of like high school and stuff. So these stairs are a lot more doable than any tower I've been to, TBH. Just like that, I'm at the top. And look at this. Right now we're in the Cellars, and I've learned so much already. So cool. These tunnels used to be filled with trash and poo. And surprisingly, that's what kept them preserved all those years. That evening, I had a walking tour booked, and it was honestly one of the highlights of Split for me. The guide explained the layout of the palace, how each gate was intentionally placed, where Diocletian lived, how the city evolved after the fall of Rome, and how the palace slowly transformed into the Split we see today. It made me appreciate every corner of the city so much more. I just got back in from my walking tour and it was so much fun. I learned so much about Split and all of the streets that I was walking on. Earlier today, I was just exploring and I literally said to myself, like, I don't know what any of this stuff is that people are taking pictures of. But I know once I go on that tour, I'm gonna know everything. And now I do. Now I actually get the significance and have seen all the influences from other countries and cultures and the history and all that good stuff of Split. So that's why I love doing walking tours. Tomorrow I have a day trip to Krka National Park, which I'm so excited for. But luckily, the day trip doesn't have me waking up as early as I had to when I went to Montenegro and Bosnia. And I had to wake up early today to catch my bus from Dubrovnik. So I'm excited to like wake up at a normal Taya wake up time instead of like waking up like I'm going to work, basically. That's what I've been doing. I've been waking up at the time I would if I was back home and going to work. I'll see y'all at the restaurant maybe. I'm getting dinner now. I ordered fried calamari and some french fries. And it looks so good. The calamari, like I've never had calamari where you can tell that it's like fried squid. It's always just rings like this. You know, your typical calamari. But this, you can see the little tentacles. That's how you know I'm in the Adriatic, in the real. You know what I'm saying? That real. Where they have a nice thick lemon. Well, them little calamari is good. You can tell the fries are true potatoes. I'm about to tear this food up. What I like about the calamari is it's not extremely seasoned to where it just tastes like good and how it's intended. There's no extra sauce or all that extra seasonings on. It's just yummy to the tummy. Alright, I'll see y'all later. The next morning was all about Krka National Park, which was honestly one of the most beautiful places I've visited in Croatia. I'm at Krka National Park, which is something I've been looking forward to so much on this trip. Krka is known for its waterfalls, emerald water, and wooden boardwalk trails that take you through forests, streams, and pools. What makes Krka so special is that the waterfalls come from the Krka River itself, which is filled with limestone and minerals that give the water its bright blue-green color. After exploring the park, we took a boat ride down the Krka River to the town of Skradin. The boat ride alone is worth the trip. You glide through these narrow channels with cliffs and greenery on both sides. Skradin is tiny, but so charming. There's pastel buildings, a quiet marina, and small cafes everywhere. Next, we visited a local winery, which was such a fun way to end the tour. We tasted 4 wines, a white, rosé, red, and a port-style dessert wine, paired with local bread, cheese, and olive oil. Dalmatia has some amazing indigenous grape varieties, and it was cool learning how the climate shapes their flavor. Once we got back to Split, I rested at my Airbnb for a bit, then headed back out to explore the Diocletian's palace cellars. These cellars mirror the layout of the emperor's old residence above. Historians were actually able to understand the structure of the palace using the cellars as a blueprint. Yesterday during my walking tour, I learned that the cellars of Diocletian's palace, where the dragons were kept in Game of Thrones, that's the real and true reason why I'm here. But also, it's pretty cool. My tour guide was explaining how like the bricks aren't even to kind of account for like the possibility of earthquakes so that things stay intact a bit better. Like this. It's so cool. I'm glad I did this. At night, it felt mysterious and atmospheric, which was totally different from what a daytime experience would feel like. It was a good day going to Krka, and now that I'm back in Split, I kind of just want to roam around. I just left the Diocletian Palace Cellars, which was so cool to walk around. The river is still pretty lively. So I'm gonna walk around some, maybe look to see if I can get some souvenirs somewhere. so I don't have to worry about it tomorrow and just enjoy. I am gonna get dinner. There was a place that my tour guide from today recommended that has really good pasta, and I've been wanting to try some truffle pasta, but all the truffle pasta here has prosciutto. Your girl don't eat pork, so it's been a struggle. The place that my guide recommended has truffle pasta without prosciutto. Oh, I saw this the other day. I really like it. Lord, give me strength to buy only what I came for. I'll check in with y'all once I make it to my dinner restaurant. I almost got emotional. Well, no, I did get emotional. I almost cried talking to this sweet man. His name is Leslie, and he works here on the Riva. He sells his art, which he creates like paintings, and then he also creates little like figures of the split buildings and stuff out of driftwood. He's a 75-year-old man, and he's so sweet and kind. And we were just talking about music and culture and life and the good things of travel. That is exactly what I needed. I was having a great day, but that's exactly what I needed today. I'll pack my things, or at least most of my things, so I can try to make some space and get something. I want to take a picture with him. I told him I'll see him tomorrow, and tomorrow he's going to tell me one of the singers that he was trying to tell me about, but he couldn't remember their name. I feel great. Okay, to end my night, I went and got my truffle pasta that I've been waiting for this whole trip. It looks good. It smells good. I smell the truffleness. I'm gonna, I guess, just mix it around so that the aromatics go on all my pasta. Even though I think it's like little bits throughout the whole thing. Good. Kind of tastes like chocolate, but like, I don't know how to describe it in a way that makes sense. Tastes like my delicious truffle fries, but as a pasta, so it's like slightly sweet from the sauce. That's good. Time to kill it. Day 3 was all about island hopping on the speedboat tour, and I loved every minute. Our first stop was MASLINICA on the island of Salta. Hi, little guy. So I decided to take a little half-day boat island tour on a day where it's pretty chilly, and it was scheduled to rain. Yeah, the first company I booked with canceled because it initially said it was definitely going to rain. So I ended up booking with a different company, and they still did it. So now we're in a small village called Maslinica, and it's so cute and quaint. It's a charming little, cute little village. This village was like a 35-ish minute boat ride from Split, and we're on a speedboat, so it was windy, it was going fast, all the things, and it was cold. So it feels nice now that we're not being smacked with the wind. I'm just walking around, exploring for a bit, and then I'm gonna probably go grab some tea and a croissant. There's just so many cats everywhere. I grabbed some tea here to warm up before we moved on to the next stop. The Blue Lagoon was our second stop, and this place is stunning. From above, the water looks almost neon blue, but once you jump in, it's crystal clear. I swam for a bit. It was freezing, but it was refreshing. Our last island was still being developed, but they had a really cozy beach bar set up with hammocks and nice views of the water. We hung out there for a while, soaking up the sun before heading back to Split. So I do look a little crazy, but that's okay, because I'm out on an island where about 20 people live. I got a nice limoncello spritz. I'm sitting here by the water just talking about life with the people in my tour. I'm so happy I did this. What a good day it is. It's my last night in Split. So sad. But I'm headed to my dinner reservation now. I'm going to a restaurant called Articok. I've heard a lot of good reviews about this place. Someone I met on one of my day tours yesterday went, and she really enjoyed, so I'm very excited to go. It's 6 p.m., so the sun will be setting soon, so I'm hoping to get a nice little sunset view. I've loved it here so far. I really don't want to go. It's been a great last day. Nice little rooftop dinner vibes. Very nice so far. I got a slow cooked beef risotto, which I've heard nothing but good things about. The squid ink risotto I had in Dubrovnik was good, but because it's beef, I feel like this is going to be a little bit better. I was right. Oh my gosh, this is so good. It's so flavorful. And the beef, there's a good amount of beef in it. Oh, and I was hungry too. I'm about to tear this up. I just had the best meal that I've had in all of Croatia. That was so good. That slow cooked beef risotto. I literally cleared the plate, which is rare for me. Even with like things that I'll typically eat and love, it's not often that I'll eat the whole thing, like scooping that thing out. But your girl was scooping for that slow cooked beef. They were playing like all the classics, but with their own spin on it. It was so nice. Now that I'm done with dinner, I'm just gonna walk along the Riva and try to find my friend from yesterday. That is my quest for today.
Hello, hi.
The next morning, I woke up early to catch the bus back to Dubrovnik. If you want to see what I got up to once I returned, check out my Dubrovnik vlog. That's where I wrapped up my whole Croatia trip before flying home. If you visit Croatia, Split definitely deserves at least a few days, especially if you love a mix of beaches, nature, and ancient Roman history. It definitely had a completely different vibe from Dubrovnik, so it's worth visiting as it's special in its own way. I'll see you next week.